So let's get on into it. We're going to go ahead and start going over the dev letter. So this says the letter from the Alice Fiction team, October edition. I will say one thing before. The last one that we got was fairly good. It definitely had some good points in it. I would have liked us to probably get the, I think I said it in that video also. I would have liked for us to get these more often, like maybe like every other month or every month. It'd be nice to get it every month, if not every other month, for like new things that are coming to the game. That would be cool. But yeah, it is what it is. What kind of Alice Fiction news did I miss? Now we got a new dev letter, bro. We got a brand new developer letter, so apparently it's pretty juicy from what I heard online. So so we'll see. We're gonna get right into it though. But yes, it says letter from the Alice Fiction dev team, October edition. Says hello and thank you for playing Alice Fiction. It is hard to believe that it's already been 3 months since the release of Alice Fiction. Recently, we've had a new gameplay additions of Team Hunt and Score Attack, and in the latter half of this week, we'll be kicking off our Halloween campaign. Our team is also already hard at work on content for the New Year holidays and next year, with the enjoyment of our users at the forefront of our minds. However, we realize there are some ways in which we have not been able to meet the expectations of our users, and we apologize for the trouble these areas of unfulfilled expectations have caused. With this letter, we would like to share with you directly what our team is planning to do at present and in the future. There are 4 points that we'd like to share in this letter. Number 1, the feedback and communication moving forward. Definitely need to see that. Number 2, future in-game campaign information. That's always good. Future balance adjustments for Team Hunt. And then lastly, plans for other updates and improvements. As there's a lot of information to share, this would be a rather long letter, but we would be delighted if you would stick with us until the end. Bro, right, sheesh, all off the rip, feedback and communication. That had better be. I'm so glad that that's number 1, because if you know, you know. I think that's really the only way to describe it, is like, if you know, you know. The communication has been lacking quite a bit on a lot of people's parts, but it's okay. But yeah, so like I said, we're gonna go through it one by one. We'll just do each point, and if we want to discuss and talk about it, we'll go from there. So feedback and communication moving forward. We are extremely grateful for the large number of comments and feedback that we've received daily from people playing Alice Fiction worldwide since its release. Not wanting to miss hearing a voice of one of our users, our team has been checking social media, videos, streaming sites, and global Discord, as well as the various communities daily. So this is one point here. It's so apparently you're checking things daily, right? That's cool. That's good to see. I don't know. It makes it really hard. We'll keep going. I'll finish this point and then I'll get into my full thoughts and feelings. However, these activities may be hard for users to see that part, and we believe there may be some who are concerned whether or not their voices are being heard. A lot of people. There's a lot of people like that. For this reason, we would like to proactively hold user surveys in the future to provide an opportunity for users to directly voice their opinions. We are planning to conduct a survey on Team Hunt in the near future. That's good. In addition, we plan to regularly send out letters from our team, such as this one, along with information programs. There is a program being planned where Masa D, the director, will be speaking on the content of this letter, so we invite those who have time to tune in. Definitely we have been needing a live stream for a minute, so that's really good that we're gonna get a live stream with the director himself to be able to kind of go over all the information with us. It's probably this and then maybe some extra information as well. But let's go ahead and let's dive into this first section right here, right? Feedback and communication. Like I said, if you know, you know. It's pretty much lackluster. There almost is zero communication. And I understand that it's easy for us to sit here and say, or for us to read that, yeah, we see everything you're saying. But we can recognize that, like, that you don't see that we're doing those things. You don't understand that we are checking these things daily, that we are looking into everything. But my thing is, a lot of these issues, and we can might as well just go ahead and get into it. Like, I don't even necessarily care. So a lot of it is, let's start with just the Discord alone, right? Discord alone, the way that Discord is ran, honestly, is trash. It is very much trash. If you look if you take the Alice Fiction Discord and you look at any other like mobile game that you're probably playing, if you're in their Discord, things are ran completely different. Like, I've never seen just how chaotic it can be, or just things that we're missing that we don't have that other servers do. And maybe Wonder Planet just isn't that deeply involved in Discord. Maybe they're not that in tune with it and the times and this and that. But it's like, if you could literally just go look at your competitor's Discord and just copy pasta whatever the fuck they got going on. Like, it would be no problem to just look at the systems they offer and then just copy those into your own. Like, no one's mad at it. There's so many things that are common that we just need, that we don't in the Discord. And I know it's there in the Discord feedback. That's the crazy part. It's in the Discord feedback, it's in the game feedback. There's a lot of things that everyone has written about as far as their concerns go. And like we said, it's just that a lot of these things are just falling on deaf ears. And if you look at it, and that's just the things that we have in the Discord. Let's talk about the people that run the Discord, the staff. Whether you know it or not, whether you were involved in any of the inside talks or if you were involved in other programs like me and Anywhere, you wouldn't realize that, like, at one point in time, we had, like 4 or 5 staff members, and then next thing you know, Thanos. Like, it made no sense. But that's why I was like, if you know, then you really understand what's going on, is that you would have gotten that information from them that they're no longer on the project. And I don't know the ins and out of all that. I don't know what caused that. That's a whole company thing that's well beyond us. And I totally get that. It's totally fine. I'm not mad at that. But my thing is that we had staff that were supposed to be able to be there for us to have questions and concerns. And it just consistently was, I know it was brought up within the inside talks, and I know it was brought up in the talks that I was able to have with some of them. Tried to have with some of them. And we never got answers. We never heard anything back. And then when we did hear back, all of a sudden it was, we're no longer on the project. Here's the one person that we left in charge to handle the entire Discord for everybody, who doesn't talk to anybody, who also has probably not handled any issues for anybody. And yeah, it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth, to where it just reads, we don't care, you know? I feel like, now I'm not a game developer. I don't know how everything works, obviously, right? I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know all the legalities and this, that, and the other. But I'm a firm believer that it shouldn't be too hard to just give your viewers, your community, some sort of consistent communication as the goings on and what's in your game. I.e., we could just be having these live streams and they could do all this information that way. Like, if we just consistently were to get these live streams and just like, hey, this is what's going on in the game right now, and if there's ever any concerns or issues, that's where you address it. Because you address it on a public platform where everyone can see, whether there are people playing your game or not, whether it looks bad on you or not. At the end of the day, you're communicating and people see it. You know, we can acknowledge the fact that, look, we fucked up and here's what we're going to do about it going forward. You know, like one of the examples that I can think of was, what was that game? Grimlight? I think that was the name. I could be wrong. I didn't play it for like more than like a day, but they had a rough start. And the devs were like, look, we messed up. We can see our game is trash right now. It's not running to the way we want it to. This, that, and the other. And they've soon gone to update the game and things are working fine. And for what I can understand, everything is good now. We had one letter acknowledging some things, but then we consistently kept having issues afterwards. So I don't know. It really felt like there for a while. It really felt like there for a while, things just weren't going to get better. In terms of just this game, like, And on the outside looking in, if you notice these things, it was all of a sudden we were losing translations. We weren't getting things translated on the social media accounts. Different languages were stopped being supported. The Discord stuff that was going on, and it's just things that if you were looking into it, you would be able to find this information, and you're like, they said nothing about this. We don't know anything that's going on. And it's just the abrupt shutdowns or taking away of things, and it doesn't make sense. And then even the bots that you have set up in your Discord don't work. And it's just, why are those? And those are actively acknowledged by people, and they don't get fixed either. And it's just, it's a lot. It is a lot. We can keep going on. There's just a lot involved when it comes to just lack of communication and the way things are ran with this game right now. And it's just not looking good. It hasn't been looking good for a long time. And it's just, and just like I said, it's just, if you're looking into these things, if you're someone that actively is paying attention, you notice them. And they get brought up, and it's just, again, we don't hear anything. And while I understand it's, again, you can't always just put all your information out there. You can't just lay it out for everyone because it makes you look bad, and I get that too. But I don't know. I want better. I want more for us. We deserve more, honestly. But at the same time, I get that the main focus of all of this is like financials, like having to take things away or lose things because the devs aren't making back what their investment was. And if that too, if you go look, you can go find that information too online. So it's crazy. It's just really crazy. All right, so let's get into the future in-game campaign information. There are a variety of campaigns in store for Alice Fiction, and we'd like to share some of the info about those campaigns that we currently have planned. Campaigns for the second half of October. The second half of October will see some Halloween-themed events. The main highlights, we're going to be a new story event, some whatever candy hunt is. There's going to be some more things with score attack, and of course some limited time missions, some quests we can do, some achievements. It says the Halloween story event you all have been waiting for is almost here. It'll be featuring our girl Cleopatra, love to see it, Antoinette, and Amadeus in an adventure-filled storyline. So it's definitely something to look forward to. Moreover, the boss for this event will have an added difficulty level, Very Hard. Taking on the Very Hard boss will not be for the faint of heart. You'll only be able to vanquish the Very Hard boss once a day, and using Skip won't be available. If you are unable to defeat the Very Hard boss, playing and improving daily will help you gain event rewards, so take a good look at whether your characters are up for taking on this boss and decide from there. Candy Hunt is an event we are preparing for teams to have fun. The more you challenge the bosses, the more key items you can get for the Halloween campaign. We hope you and your team members will enjoy the Halloween festivities. So, is it just going to be like another version of Team Hunt, but Halloween themed? Is that all it's going to be? That's what I'm getting anyway. But campaigns for the first half of November. In the first half of November, we'll be holding a variety of battle-centered events for you to enjoy under the title of Autumn Clash Campaign. Content and names are subject to change. Okay, so Autumn Clash doesn't seem that bad. I don't mind it, but yeah, it could be better probably. So same thing, new story event, more stuff for score attack, energy reward, stuff, etc. So in the first half of November, we will see another story event. Until now, story events have been held irregularly due to preparation of our team. However, from now on, we will be aiming to hold these events once a month, so be sure to check the future information updates. Let's see. Okay, so into 2023, it is still a little ways off, but we have a collaboration lined up in 2023 with another well-known title. We can't give away too many details right now, but what we can say is that as the team, we as a team are also excited for this upcoming collaboration with this title, which a lot of you will know. Once we are able to share more information, on the collaboration, we will make an announcement, so be sure to check it out. Okay. So I'm glad to see we're gonna get collabs. We definitely need that. I hope it's something really crazy and big. I hope it's really nice. So we'll see. I imagine it's probably an anime, most likely. So we'll probably see what is with that. What I would love for them to do is not just give it to us in this news section. what I think they should do, make an event out of it. Do a live stream. Do a live stream, showcase whatever new information that we're going to have surrounded by the event, but start off with like a promotional video or something like that. Like there's ways to do this. There's ways to hype this up. And I really hope that that's the route that they take. I really hope we get a live stream announcing it, like maybe like a trailer or something. Like they could do so much. Like we could get so much, and it's just, I really hope they do it properly. As far as with the updates that we're going to be getting, Halloween stuff, we already kind of knew that was coming because we've had the login event for Halloween, and then of course we've already seen in the updates there for the Halloween characters, which we'll go over later. But that's good to see that we're going to be getting those. Of course, we're going to get the Halloween themed event, so the candy hunt, as well as the regular story for the Halloween event, which is great. Good to see. Says here we're going to have the boss for the Halloween event is going to be rather difficult. That's good to see. We always need more higher tiered or difficulty levels for the game. Sometimes certain things aren't that hard to beat sometimes, but I will say probably the hardest thing that we really have right now currently has probably been team hunt. That's probably the hardest quote unquote thing that we have at the moment. Score attack is pretty hard for me personally, like on the very hard setting for a score attack. I can't fully beat the boss off of that in one go, but I've gotten pretty close. So I'm like just on the cusp of beating that. But I really hope to see, hopefully it's not as bad as it was for, what was it? King Da, the whale. Hopefully it's not as bad as the whale, because people were stressed about that whale for the summer event. That was wild. So future balance adjustments for Team Hunt. Through holding the Team Hunt beta and the first official Team Hunt, we've received a lot of feedback, which our team has taken seriously. To that effect, we have taken up Team Hunt as a special task to work on and plan to make improvements in the future Team Hunts. The improvements which we will be talking about here are planned to be put in place for the Team Hunt that will be held in November. Let's see, issue number 1, the announcements for Team Hunt are too late. We are planning from now on to give more advanced notice of when Team Hunt will be held. That way there'll be an ample time to invite new members to the team and enhance your fighting force in preparation for the hunt. Also, we'd like to apologize. Also, we'd like to apologize that the announcement for the first Team Hunt was right before it started. That is true. Issue number 2, Team Hunt goes on for too long. We are planning to make the next Team Hunt duration shorter, and we'll make an announcement with details before the Team Hunt is held. Issue number 3, the bosses with low HP aren't good for getting points. We are planning to implement the following in the next Team Hunt. The HP of bosses of all difficulties will be raised. Meanwhile, Vanquish rewards will be increased and take the difficulty of the boss into consideration. We are thinking that by decreasing the total number of Vanquish bosses, we'll also decrease the number of times bosses with little HP remaining will be encountered. The turn bonus will be further increased to improve the points earned for quickly defeating a boss with low HP. Issue number 4, lost attempts for mistaking the combat and practice modes. It is in an update in the near future, we will be making it so that once you have switched to the practice mode, it'll remain on that mode until you switch it back. We are also planning to make warning dialogue that will appear before the start of the battle in combat mode during another future update. That's good, because I actually had an issue with that myself. While I understand that, I feel like it's also like a user error too. Like if I would have just took a second to read it, I would have noticed, but I understand that that's a concern for people too. Issue number 5, bosses that hide hunt levels are too strong. This is an issue which our team takes very seriously. We understand that our users have a wide range of playstyles and ways they enjoy Alice Fiction. These high level bosses were designed with users who like to put in a lot of effort into building up their characters in mind. However, we have become aware of the following problems. System related, the hunt level is easy to increase, and it puts beginner and intermediate players into a position where they have to take on bosses at high hunt levels. There are a lot of cases where players are forced to select the high level hard boss, as often the easy and normal bosses are easily vanquished, leaving only the hard boss remaining. I don't know about that. Because I feel like that just has to do with the time you're playing, the time in which like your boost time is, which I hope I don't know if they're going to mention the boost times. I hope they do mention the boost times in here, because I know people wanted us to have two boost times would be nice, because the boost time for the 1 hour, it's pretty rough. I really hope, I don't know if they're going to address it or not, but I hope they do. But I don't know. I feel like that's the whole point of it, right? Like, if people go through the bosses, I understand, like, if you're a lower level player rank and you don't have a super duper strong team, maybe, and that's the problem. So that way you might go into a hard boss and you get wiped. I get that, but I don't know if there's really a way to fix that problem, because it's just a matter of timing of when you play and when you hop in, and it's just, I don't know. I think it makes it hard. Individual issues with the hard boss. As this boss has been designed to be an attack type, its attack stats are particularly high, even compared with other bosses of the same level, which can lead to the easy annihilation of your party below the appropriate level. Depending on its current HP, its actions change. However, due to HP not being recorded during practice mode, its actions in practice versus combat mode differed. Furthermore, its attacks were made to become more powerful when it has low HP, which leads to an increased risk of it completely wiping out a party. After level 5, the boss's HP sharply increases and becomes difficult to vanquish. However, vanquish rewards given did not match that level of difficulty. So plan of action. Taking these issues into account, we will be temporarily putting the following 3 points in place during the next team hunt. So the first one, we're aiming to increase the HP of bosses at all hunt levels and adjust the number of sets needed to increase the hunt level to allow all team members the chance to take on the bosses, fitting with their level until the end of the hunt. We will take great care in adjusting each individual boss to aim for a balance where we can focus on how we increase the damage while not straying too far from the appropriate level. Vanquish rewards will be adjusted to an appropriate amount based on the enemy HP for each hunt level, so that's always good. Fundamental actions to be taken. These action plans we have shared are something we plan to implement soon, and consider them as temporary as we would like to include your feedback from the coming survey in the future systematic improvements. At the end of the day, I'm glad they put the #1 point on here as communication, because that's what we need. That's all. And it's like, I know we keep harping on it, but it's like, there are so many things that we could prevent. There are so many things that we could probably get done. There's so many things that could be changed for the better if you just communicate. And I just don't think it should be that hard. But I do hope going forward, after reading the majority of this, it seems like they're hitting a lot of points. It seems like they understand what we're saying, or all of our concerns are being looked at. Allegedly, I'll say that. But I answered in the last one, I love that we're able to get this from them. I just wish we had these more consistently. Plans for other updates and improvements. So planned updates and improvements to the app features. #1, the ability to check current player EXP from the home screen. Below is a screenshot from the feature. Under development, please note that the details are subject to change. So I guess it's at the very top right there. They're going to add in that for our player rank, and then where our EXP is and everything like that, which is good. We should have had it by now. Like, it should have already been in the game. That's been like a day one thing. I'm pretty sure that people were asking about. So hopefully we get that soon. Hopefully we get to see that. We apologize for making you wait for such a basic feature, but we appreciate your patience as we work on development and hope to get this to you in the near future. That's good, because again, we've needed that from day one. That's been a thing since literal day one, that we haven't been able to have that on there, because again, a basic feature that should have been there, but hopefully it gets put in as soon as possible. We'd love to see it, hopefully before the end of the year. Okay, the ability to play using multiple devices. Again, we apologize for making you wait for this feature. Since this feature will involve a modification to the user login system, we will require some time to ensure its proper function. We're developing this feature to be released as soon as we are able to, so we appreciate your patience. I think this basically has to do with the fact of people that were losing their accounts during that time frame when trying to transfer over from devices and using that ID and password situation. I think that's what this is about. Again, should have probably been there in the beginning, but that's not how they handled it. That's not how they wanted to do it, because I know it's pretty popular of a system to use over in JP, like the account system, like the user and password to keep logged into everything, but that's not so common over here in the EN side, in the global aspect of things. Why they don't make it a PC client? This, I don't know, Rasa. This isn't a game I don't think that would need a PC client. I don't think this game would have that. It's almost unnecessary, I think, at least for me. The ability to request memory searches and receive search reports at once. We've received feedback about this since our release, and are currently working on this feature. Below is a screenshot of the function. So I guess we're just gonna have a gather them all at once, like a accept all button for the memory searches instead of doing one at a time. Is that what that is? I think that's what that is. Will you request search memory and receive search at once? Yeah, receive them at once. So yeah, just an accept all button for the memory searches. That's good. We definitely need that. I think that'd be so much easier to do that. A feature to allow skipping in the underground. I know that's been said a lot, so I hope we'll get that soon, maybe. We also received feedback about this since our release. We recognize that taking on the underground every day can be tiring. Therefore, our team is considering how to tackle the issue. We'll provide you with more information once our direction is clear, and appreciate your patience as we work on the feature's development. I hope we get that, because there's a lot of things, like going through underground every day is a slog. So I get that. It's like, it just becomes something more time consuming. If you've already completed a level or a full stage of the underground, you should be able to just fast clear it and skip it right away, and then just get all the rewards, because obviously you can beat it, there's not an issue there, but going through each one takes a bit of time. So hopefully we do get that. Planned updates and improvements for playing the game long term. New users can't catch up to existing users. Player EXP is wasted once the maximum player rank is reached. I mean, that's if you're sweaty. I mean, I'm sitting over here at like rank 66, so I'm not pressed, but I get there are a lot of people that are like well in the 70s and are probably topped out, so they're just kind of sitting on it. I do get that. I don't know how often they should probably raise the player rank. I think that's something that should be looked at, but we'll see. So we consider these two issues as two sides of the same coin. Exactly, I do see that. To solve these issues, we believe it's necessary to give additional support in enhancing characters and providing more benefits for those who reach the maximum rank. Our team is currently considering how to approach this issue. Once our direction is clear, we'll provide you with more information, and appreciate your patience as we work on these issues. So we've got new gameplay coming. So new gameplay, The Labyrinth, but it's a working title, is in the works. Here's a special sneak peek from the development. So is Labyrinth going to be like a roguelike thing? Is that what it is? That's what it looks like. It looks like it's like a roguelike system. There are some sort of spaces on the board. What kind of gameplay will this end up being? Stay tuned. But yeah, that's what it looks like. This could be really cool to have like a roguelike map, and like different things change on the map depending on where you go. That would be pretty cool. I would like that for sure. If that's assuming that that's what this is. I'm assuming that this is like a roguelike system. And so lastly, we're on the final words. It says, thank you for taking the time to read this long letter from our team. It has been almost 3 months since the release of Alice Fiction, but we still have many things we want to accomplish. Our entire team is eager to see as many people as possible enjoy the game, and we hope we could communicate this through this letter. We deeply apologize to our users for the inconvenience caused by the many problems that occurred in the early days after release. We have confirmed that the number of errors, especially unexpected errors, occurring during play has decreased, but these issues are not completely resolved yet, so we would appreciate your patience as we investigate and resolve problems further. Since our release, we've launched several kinds of in-game events and content, including 2 story events, Team Hunt, and Score Attack. The main story is ramping up with Chapter 10 and 11 will introduce new characters and new twists and turns. We have other events in the works as well for the upcoming Halloween campaign, and the Autumn Clash campaign in 2023 will bring collaborations with well-known titles, so keep an eye out for that. Let's see, we are also planning improvements in our upcoming updates. We are putting all of our efforts into planning all sorts of events for the new year, and our 6-month anniversary, we hope you're excited for that. I was wondering if we were going to get a 6-month anniversary, but so that's cool that they're looking at making that happen. And this concludes this letter from our team. We hope that you'll be looking forward to our next letter, which we hope we'll be able to send out again next month. As always, we hope that you enjoy Alice Fiction from the Alice Fiction team. So, overall thoughts. I like this. We got a lot of good information. We got a lot of info involving potential changes with in-game systems that we already have. Team Hunt being looked at, new gameplay at some point that we're gonna get. At least I'm glad they mentioned the collaborations. We definitely needed that for sure. That's gonna, but again, but I knew that wasn't gonna happen right away in the first 6 months. That was gonna happen next year anyway. So it's good that we're gonna be getting collaborations at some point next year. And it's just overall, it's just good to see and kind of hear, and somewhat feel like they understand all of our concerns that we've all been having. Again, the biggest takeaway from all of this is just the communication. I know we keep saying it, but that's the biggest takeaway from all of this. We need to have this more often. And we said it in the last dev letter, and so I really hope that we continue that going forward. They mentioned it. They said they want to continue to do it next month. I hope they do. I hope they don't fall short on that. I really just want everything to be flowing and be fine, and we don't have issues outside of like minor bugs, because that's gonna happen. There's gonna be bugs in the game sometimes, like I get that, but I just hope things will just be on a more consistent good than bad rather than bad, if that makes sense. But overall, I'm happy with this. I really am. And again, and I hate, like, it's good that we can be critical of the game. I hate sometimes having to be and calling people out on their shit, but at the end of the day, like, things have just not been good. They have not been good in terms of the game, in the community. It's not been great, and it's not been great in like Discord mainly, and then mainly the communications of it all have been pretty trash. So but yeah, but that's gonna be that for the letter.